Hey guys, it's Kat, and it's time for another episode of True Tea. Nope, that's not my intro. Hello, and welcome to Rambles About Stuff. Yep, there's my shitty intro. So in this video, the rambling will be a review, and the stuff will be Axiom's End by Lindsay Ellis. Yes, isn't it gorgeous? See? Now, I just want to start by saying, this cover is gorgeous. I love it. As you saw in the title, I didn't read this book. I listened to the audiobook, and so I will be talking about the content of the book, and then I will be discussing specifically the audiobook. So hold on to your butts, and here we go. Alright, I would like to start with a disclaimer. I am a Lindsay Ellis fan. Just getting that out of the way at the beginning of the video, so that you, if it was to be revealed at the end of the video, so that you don't go like, haha, that's why you said so and so. Because the thing is, just putting it out there, even though I'm a fan, I don't necessarily like everything that she does, and also being a fan doesn't mean that I have specific expectations of what she should create. And you know, a lot of times I have been pleasantly surprised by something unexpected. And all of this is fine. It's fine. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is fine. It's fine. Anyway, I really wanted to have a jar of black olives. If you've read the book or listened to the audiobook, you get that reference. If not, you know, you're not part of the cool group yet, but you will be. Okay, in a nutshell, what is my opinion of this book? Well, I have to say, I have mixed feelings, but I knew that best case scenario, I would have mixed feelings. Because here's the thing, and this is not about quality in any way, but ultimately it boils down to, in my opinion, I don't think that this book was written for someone like me. I don't think I'm the target audience for this book. And the thing is, I already knew that ahead of time because it's science fiction. I'm not a fan of science fiction. It's got aliens, it's a first contact story, and it's not that I never enjoy science fiction and that I'm never into aliens, first contact, but more often than not, it's not my jam. But I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, not surprised really, but I want to say that I enjoyed this enough, you know, coming from someone who doesn't really like science fiction most of the time and alien stories and whatnot. So I did, however, really enjoy how original it felt. Now, not being a fan of science fiction, I have no idea. I don't know if it really is that new and fresh and original, but it felt like it was. It felt like definitely a new take on the first contact story. And I thought that that was interesting. Also, one thing that I want to say about like the story as a whole is that since this is the first book of a, if I'm not mistaken, 5-part series, of course, by the time you get to the end of the book, the story is clearly not over. And because I've watched the video about this topic, I will use the correct terminology. I hope. There were things that were planted, and I felt like for several things there was no payoff. But I'm guessing that the payoff is gonna be in book 2, 3, 4, 5, if it's really 5 books. One good thing that came out of this was that by the time I got to the end of the book, there is a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end, but not necessarily because of that, but actually because of other things that had been planted before. I was like, yeah, but what about the rest? And I actually was eager to know more about the story. So that's good. Even though, like, I think I prefer standalone stories or complete stories. Like, I like to binge shows and things like that. But it is what it is. When it comes to the characters, the protagonist, I feel, is fine. At the beginning of the book, I disliked her, but then I was like, oh no, actually she's fine. There is an alien main character, so I will not name this character and just call him the alien, so as really not to spoil. I thought that the alien was actually more sympathetic than our human protagonist. Not because the alien is like so great and has found inner peace and is completely unproblematic. That is really not the case. The alien is problematic, but every time I was like, I just want to cut this guy some slack because like he is because everything takes place on Earth. I don't think that is really a spoiler. And so this alien character is on an alien, what feels like an alien planet for him, and he has no idea really what humans are. He doesn't get a lot of things, so I was like, yeah, of course you're gonna make mistakes, and like, I don't know, the character just felt a lot more sympathetic. There's a, like, maybe I should say spoiler alert now. Let's just say, so kind of spoiler alert. But there's an element of the book, and it is the relationship between these two characters, where I was like, okay, it's not exactly my monster boyfriend, but it's also not my monster boyfriend. It was just like a little bit murky, and like there were a few times here and there where I was like, where are you going with this book? And so I don't want to spoil any of this, but I guess this is one of the things where I'm like, okay, we'll see what the next book, because I was like, because definitely now the whole my monster boyfriend thing is not my, like, I love Beauty and the Beast. I'm amused by Phantom, but I'm like, I've never really understood the appeal of, and it's definitely not Beauty and the Beast, and it's not Phantom at all, but, and I haven't seen Shape of Water, so I have no idea, but there's something there. And there you go. Now, when it comes to, now let's talk about the audiobook. I'm sorry, I didn't like the audiobook. But again, and this is kind of like for the content of the book itself. This is really, it boils down to taste and preference. I don't like my audiobooks to be overly performed, like performed for the cheap seats. I really don't like it. I don't like it. I'm just gonna repeat that I don't like that. It's just that I like to have room for my imagination. Of course, reading everything one note is just stupid. Like, you can't say, what are you doing? She yelled. Like, that's idiotic. But I don't like it when people read audiobooks going like, what are you doing? She yelled. Like that, I don't like that. Like, just a hint of performance is what I like. And so do I recommend the audiobook? Actually, if you enjoy your audiobooks to be performed, you're gonna love this. And if you don't enjoy your books being performed, your audiobooks being performed, just be warned. I'm not saying don't get the audiobook. I'm just saying, be warned. This is what you're getting. So, now a warning? Yes, now a warning. So that's it. Ultimately, I do recommend this book, but I'm really kind of eager to know where this is going, like the other books of the series. Yeah, that's really where I'm at. And I really just want to say, dear Stephanie Willis, I'm sorry. Like, that's the thing, is like, it's the person who did the audiobook, because I mean, like, she really poured her heart into this, and well, it's just choices, and ultimately that's what it boils down to. And it's not the first time that I come across an audiobook that's like that, so I guess that there must be people out there who like their audiobooks to be performed. Like, I'll be honest, I actually like my Audible originals to be performed, but it's different because you have sound effects, different actors playing different characters, and it feels just like you're listening to a movie, and it's different. I don't know, when someone is reading a book to me, I want it to be, like Eddie Izzard says, I want it to be subsumed, like folded in on itself. It's an Eddie Izzard joke. Okay, so this is where I stand with this. This is my review, and I want to leave you with not really a spoiler, because I'm not going to explain what it is, but more of a teaser, and just say Axiom's End by Lindsay Ellis. Consume, 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 consume.